Everyone can have a bad day where we just don't feel ourselves. But what if a bad day turns into a bad week or a bad month and it never really goes away? You need to seek professional treatment for mental health. Joining me now is the Director of Operations of Peak Behavioral Hospital, Kristen Drake.
Hi.
Nice to see you, Kristen.
Such a pleasure, Robert. Thank you.
The pleasure's,
Thank you for having me.
thank you. A lot of people, they may be thinking about their child, or they may be thinking about their spouse, or even themselves. What are the signs that they need to seek professional treatment?
Absolutely. Well, I think one of the biggest misconceptions about an acute psychiatric facility is that the individual really has to be in a place of extreme or acute suicidality or homicidality, and that's not the case. So you can even consider someone who is just down in life, let's say an adult scenario, right? Maybe they're going through a divorce, maybe they're going through a custody battle, maybe this has led to severe or extreme depression to where they can't get out of bed. Then they're not going to work, right? So this is starting to have an extreme detrimental impact to their daily living and their just ability to carry out their function. So they're not going to work. Well, then what if they lose their job because they're not going? So you can kind of see how these things would stockpile and put an individual in a place where they just can't.
Yeah.
And that is at a point, they may not be suicidal, they may not be homicidal, but they're just in a really, really, really dark place where they need help in getting out of that dark place, and we're the ones to help them.
Well, let's say someone does go, yeah, there's a concern here. I mean, do they start with a primary doctor, or do they call you directly, or what's the connection?
Perfect. So our facility is open 24/7. I mean, we're a hospital, so our admissions department is 24/7. Individuals can come in on a walk-in basis, even if they're questioning whether or not they're struggling to the point where they need to come into a psych hospital. It doesn't matter. We have so many levels of care. When that individual comes in for their assessment here at Peak Behavioral at 5065 McNutt Road in Santa Teresa, they're going to get that free assessment. The assessment is performed by a very highly qualified master's level clinical therapist who does the assessment to determine appropriate level of care, even if it's not with us. So we will make that decision. The individual doesn't have to. They just need to know, hey, I need help. I don't know what level of help I need, but let me go talk to the professionals at Peak and they'll help me figure that out.
Well, let's say somebody does get finally admitted to Peak. Let's say they've analyzed you and they said, yes, we need to see you. What can somebody expect from a hospital?
Sure, absolutely. So when an individual comes in, once they complete their assessment and it is determined that they need an inpatient level of care, we do all of the assessment, we talk to the patient, we explain the process to them. This is what it's going to look like, because a lot of people have, one of their biggest fears is fear, and one of the biggest things that leads to people's fear is the unknown. Right. So we want these patients to have a full understanding of this is what the process is going to look like from this point forward until you get to the unit, and then even moving forward through your programming. So once we complete the assessment, we talk to the family. If they want us to talk to the family, we get them to the unit. They're immediately seen by a nurse. They're seen by a psychiatrist within the first 24 hours who does all of our providers are males at the time. So he will do his psychological assessment and prescribe if appropriate, and then they start programming to get them on their journey.
Worst case scenario, what if it crosses into the idea of suicide?
Sure.
What do you do?
Same. I mean, they're in a safe place. Because we are a hospital, we're a locked facility for patients' own safety. Because we have the majority of our patients that are here on a voluntary basis. But we do have some patients who are here involuntarily because of the suicidal thoughts or homicidal ideations. And so for their own safety, they are involuntarily here to Peak.
Get yourself to Peak and be
Correct,
safe.
absolutely. And it's a safe environment, it's a therapeutic environment, it's a warm environment. These doctors truly, truly care. Everybody does, the therapists do, so.
Kristen, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
More information, go to our website, ktsm.com, click on that Studio 9 tab.